Alright, so finally we have the MH16 flight stick here. So first things first, let's take a look at the packaging. So we have the MH16 stick on the front. On the side we have some of the key highlights. Aluminum alloy construction, classic design, detachable modular components, multiple. I wonder what's the multiple. ALPS switches, 30 input signals, and open ecosystem. I think this is actually 27. I think they've rounded up there. Moza Flight logo, some company information, and the back of the stick with the Moza AB9 base. Alright, let's open up the box. I've already opened this up before to see what's inside. So, come on. It's kind of like an Apple box, except it's not as high quality as an Apple box, but it's pretty cool. So we have the manual with all the important information you might need about the stick, how to mount it, what all the buttons are supposed to do, everything, stuff like that. Let's put that aside, and let's open up the box further. So it's very good packaging quality. I like how Moza packages their things. It seems well thought out. And all right, here we have some Allen keys, I think. Let's open this up. Yes, we have some screws, some extra screws. I think I might have to read the manual about those, and a bunch of different sizes of Allen keys. There's 3 different sizes there. So let's put that aside as well, and let's get to the stick itself. Nothing else in the box. The cutout's appropriate for the stick. Let's take it out of this plastic. And there it is, the Moza MH16 flight stick. So as you can see, it pretty much looks exactly like the Warthog stick. It's matted though, so it's a little bit less glowy. And it's got a ton of buttons and this extra side module there. Paddle, trigger. We'll talk about the trigger a little bit later. Buttons, hat. So first I wanted to put it next to the actual Warthog. The first noticeable difference between the two is the sheer weight. This thing, I have no idea how much it actually weighs. I should probably check out the product specs. I'll put it on screen now after I've checked it out. But this is significantly lighter than the Warthog, and I wouldn't say it's a good thing in this case. I miss this weight with this stick. Like, I feel like it should be so much heavier, because right now it kind of feels like a toy. And added to that toy feeling is also the button presses and everything, because it feels kind of plasticky. It's like clicky, but it has this kind of plastic friction in it, and it's super easy to press. Where with the Warthog, it's hard to press, but it makes sense. It's a replica of a flight stick, right? And the trigger has a smooth action here. It's hard, but it's smooth. While with the Moza, it has sort of it's got sort of that plasticky friction I was talking about, and in this spot, it sort of just has like a, but this is the first detent, and then here there's like a step in between, which I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that, but it just feels wrong. And then here's the actual button press. It just has this sort of weird step in the middle, it just feels cheap, right? Both of these sticks cost almost the same. This is 190 euros on the Moza website. This is 174 right now on sale on Amazon. It usually costs around 190 as well. So it's the same price. This thing's heavier. The button presses feel better. The trigger is much better, but it is 10 years older. It's made out of steel, I think, while this is made out of some aviation grade aluminum, which is cool. It makes it light and everything. It's missing that sort of heft of the Warthog. For me, it's probably not gonna be that big of an issue for everybody else. All right, but with all that hate out of the way, let's actually check it out further. So it's got, oh my God. No, they didn't. God damn it, guys. So it has that sticker that has been tested, so it might have some scuffs. Guys, you've ruined this for me. Why is this a thing now? Why are you... Why? who designs this? I absolutely hate this system of having to plug it. It's not focusing. So here is my FC Technologies grip, the new one they've sent out. And right, it has this wire. It's a wire. It's not a connector like it was for the Warthog. Warthog, hard connection. Just plop it in. It's connected. That's it. Well, FC Technologies had this wire. I broke my first grip because I plugged it in sideways because I didn't know it had to be plugged in sideways. I didn't read the manual. I'm going to read the manual for this one now because apparently that's a thing they're doing now. They just put a wire so you can plug it in first and then screw on the grip, I guess. But I feel like that's so unnecessary. Is this like patented so they can't do that? This is so easy and it works. There's no need for this. It's just an extra step. I feel like I'm gonna break something with this connection type. Although, albeit this is better than the FC Technologies one since it's much longer. So as you can see, that's how far the FC Technologies comes out. This comes out much further. So you're actually gonna be able to plug this in and then push on the stick, whereas this one you had to use tweezers to actually plug it in to like the Moza base. But that's interesting. I don't know why they would do that. I don't really like it. There's a good amount of buttons. This switch feels very nice. It's a freeway switch and it doesn't have a press. All of the switches have a press down function except this one. So you can press a button and so it has a depress function. I'm not sure for all the hats how many directions each one has, but either way, you have enough hats here for any aircraft you could possibly imagine. I mean, and if you have a throttle, you're just going to have a bunch of spare hats for no reason. But you can remove this. We'll check that out a little bit later as well. But yeah, all the buttons just feel a little bit cheap, if I'm honest. They're nice and clicky. They feel like a mouse click, sort of, where I was expecting a bit more of a hefty click. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan right now, but we'll see. We'll mount it to the Moza base in a way to video and see how it actually feels like while using it. What I also like is this printed text for what each button does. That's kind of cool. It has it on the top here. So trim, got camera, gun. So that would be the trigger, right? Nozzle steering, air to AR disconnect. Missile step. That's very cool. Absolutely love that. And it also has this. So it is more tilted than the Warthog stick since it's an F6. It's based on an F16 grip. This was based on the Warthog, but they're pretty much identical, right? They're identical size. They just this one's a little bit more tilted. You can adjust the handrest. If I unscrew this wheel, then I can screw this up, so you can increase the height of this. You can take this off, and I think then you can just use both of the screws and you can just increase the height of that. See, so this is where we started off and this is a little bit higher, so if that's more comfortable for your hand. Actually, for me, that might actually be perfect. So that's a very cool feature. This lever feels much feels much nicer than the Warthog. So it's got sort of it has a soft feel to it. Again, that kind of mouse clicky thing. Where this one had the actual well, this is also, they're both metal. It's just, you know, this one's steel. You can feel the difference between steel and aluminum. Don't know which is better, if I'm honest, but this one's just so much lighter. It feels sort of like a toy. And as I said before, they cost the same, just this one feels a little bit cheaper. There we go. We have finally removed it. And that's now a standard Warthog grip, except it's an exposed connector on the side. I don't think they actually have a cover for that, so that just stays open like that. Hopefully you don't scratch it or anything. I don't know how resistant it is to everything. The side piece is actually made out of plastic. Now that I look at it, it feels like plastic. And it just goes on like this. Take it off. That's it. Maybe in practice it's gonna feel amazing being white, but from how much I have flown with the Moza AB9 already, I think I'm still going to prefer the Warthog over this. So if you already have the Warthog, probably this is going to be a better choice to keep this and just, yeah, not bother with this. But we'll see in testing.